The most important thing when you start with these questions is to read the question. Now, I know that sounds absolutely logical, but believe me, people do not read the question. Because they don't read the question, they inevitably end up messing things up. So this is how the question will look. It says, question 1, subsidiary journals. Okay. Now it says, you are the bookkeeper of Rush Manufacturing. By the way, when they give you information like that, it's important. So I'm just going to pretend I'm sitting with a yellow highlighter for now, and I am marking everything that important. The business charges 15% VAT. Okay, that's logical. I mean, it's not like it can charge anything else, but we have to just know that it's 15%. You have been provided with the documents for the month of March 2020. Another thing that's important, know what month you are working in, which are necessary for the preparation of the journals specified below. Okay, so where do they specify the journals below? Well, not here, so maybe at the end. So mark that, because they say the journals specified below, but we don't know which ones they want us to record yet. The business uses the periodic inventory system. That is also important. Now you will see in this question, this is more question on periodic creditors. And when you're working with your creditors journals, really the inventory system is not as important as when you are working with your debtors journals. Now, today we are going to do these creditors journals, or some of them, and then at a later stage we're going to start with the debtors journals, and we are going to look at both cases, whether a periodic or inventory system is used, or perpetual inventory system. Periodic, as I explained to you last week, simply means that we do not have cost of sales, and we record things as, instead of we just record it as purchases. Okay, because we do not, when we sell our stock, it doesn't go off against stock, but we have to do a stock take at some point to see how much we have. Although it doesn't really matter, the stock take, because the stock take is not really part of the bookkeeping course, it's part of the financial statement course, but you need to understand what's happening in terms of the monthly cycle. Trading inventory is, now here's that thing that I always say to you, mark up by 60% on cost. Okay, because that is going to infect us. Now, here they then say to you, unless otherwise specified, IV, OCT, CC, and JR are the source documents below for renumbered original invoices. So what they are saying to you is IV, now I'm going to use a different color here, just going to use the green. IV is for renumbered original invoices. Okay, so every time in the information that we see IV, we know that we have to record that transaction. It's an original, so it's something that we bought on credit. So we have to record all the transactions that's marked IV in the creditors journal. But they're going to tell us that when they talk about the journal specified below. So IV renumbered original invoices. Now let's look at the next one. Okay, OCT. That OCT there, I'm going to mark with the light blue. That is the source document that refers to renumbered original credit notes. And all renumbered original credit notes will be recorded in the creditor's allowance journal. Okay. Then they talk about CC. Okay. So CC are things that refer to check counterfoils. Now, goodness, I know and you know that we haven't seen check counterfoils in 100 years. We actually forgotten how they look. But For the purposes of the exercise, we still talk about check counterfoils. I've just highlighted it because the pink really makes it a little confusing. You can't really see. Okay, so that's why I'm highlighting it. And then JR, when we see JR, let's make that, they call this teal. Okay, so we're going to work with teal there. And journal vouchers respectively. Okay. Once again, let me just highlight the journal vouchers because it's difficult to see. Okay. So the check counterfoils are things that we are going to pay for in cash. We are giving a check, but really it's a cash payment. And so everything where we are going to see the CC, those transactions we are going to record in our cash book payment journal. And then there is the general journal where there will be little transactions that didn't fit in anywhere else, and we will record those in the general journal. Now let's quickly look at it. Now they give us these source documents, and with the source documents they give us a lot of information, and we're going to look at that information now. And then they say here, and this is what they talked about when they said the journals specified below. The journal specified below is the creditor's journal, J3, the creditor's allowance journal, CAJ3, the cash book payment, CBP3, and the general journal, CJ3. Now, you will say to me, what is up with the CJ3 and the CBP3 and so forth? Let me explain that to you quickly. It simply means that in every year, we will have journal entries for 12 different months. And depending on our financial year end, that reference will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 12. So the fact that the journal entries here refers to the third month, that's why you have the 3 in each case, simply means that as they had here at the top, March 2020 is the third year of our financial year, third month, sorry, of our financial year. And that means that our financial year actually started in January. Okay, so this is now all the things you looked at before you even touched the question itself. So you read and you read and you come up with, okay, then we say, okay, we have now said that when we see IV, those transactions must be recorded in our creditor's journal. So now we go and we look for everything that says IV. And when we see IV, we record that. We're going to mark that with our highlighter. It is important, guys, that you have a highlighter when you enter the test or the exam. Obviously not online, you can't mark a screen. Now we are quickly going to highlight everything that must be recorded in our creditor's journal in green. Okay. And how do we know it must be recorded in our creditor's journal? We're simply looking for IV in the source document column. So another one here. Don't have to worry about the details at all yet. You're only completely looking for the reference IV. There it is. There it is. Here's 2 of them here. Here it is. Are there any more? Yes, another one here. IV. Okay, and that seems like all of them. So let us just quickly go through them just to make sure that I got all the IVs. That stands for original invoice, remember? Yes, yes, that's 2. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what I now know is there are going to be 8 transactions that I must record in my creditor's journal. Now, what I'm going to do for now, I'm just going to quickly open up the answer book as well. Okay, because answer book assignment 2. Let me just open this for you quickly. Okay, now in this case, in the assignment, they actually gave us the column headings. Okay, it could be that, well, it's actually definitely so in the exam. They don't give you all the column headings, they give you some of the column headings. And now look at what the column headings looks like. The first four, DDDF, so you always say, think of a drum roll, is document number, date, details, and folio. Regardless of the journal that you are working in, those first four column references stay exactly the same. Okay, then they will always tell you what the others are. They call these analysis columns. And here you have an analysis column for creditors control, for VAT input, and for purchases. And then you have something here that is sundries. Now, the way it works is the following. If you are making purchases, you are buying trading inventory, and look, the word is purchases, the account is purchases, it is not called trading inventory, and that is because we are working with a periodic inventory system. So if we are making purchases, then we simply record the document as follows. We'll put in the document number, the date, the details. Folio number, normally not, because you can only fill it in if you have it. And in this case, they didn't give it to us. The creditors control the VAT input and the purchases. Now look what's happening here. The first column is what we always call our main column in this journal. So our main column in this journal is creditors control, which means that creditors control will be filled in for every transaction that we journalize in this journal. Okay? But only if we are buying trading inventory will we record that transaction under purchases. And then, of course, there will be VAT input. If it is not trading inventory that we are buying on credit, but something else, then we will record it under sundries, and then we will, under details here, say what that account is. Okay. So, because then it will not be purchases, it will be something else. Okay. But there might be or there might not be VAT input, depending on whether the thing that we are buying on credit is allowable or not in terms of VAT. Okay. Also, when you start with the assignment or when you go into the exam, do not get a fright. The ICB loves to give you huge, long documents to complete. So in this one, it's actually not too bad. Here they have the creditors journal. And you know that there are only 8 transactions, but they give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, many lines. You are only going to complete the first 8 lines and nothing else. Okay, now let us quickly have a look what we need to put in. So here now they say to us, this is the creditors journal of, and there's a line. Okay, so what you need to do on that line is you need to complete some of the information that you were given. And that's why I told you to mark it. So this is the creditors journal. And we just want to copy this for Rush Manufacturing. Okay. And it is for the month or just for March 2020. So basically, when you are completing this journal, the marker, the first thing they look at is a half mark for Rush Manufacturing and a half mark for mentioning the date. You could have also just said month 3. Or you could say both. It doesn't matter. Okay, just complete the line so that it makes perfect sense. Okay, so that is important, because if that is not filled in, then you are not going to get those marks. Now let's look at the first one of these transactions. They are saying to us, I'm just going to bring over the entire transaction quickly, and then we can work on it. When you're working with it, obviously you've got the 2 pages open next to each other. So let me quickly copy that. Go here to our journal. And for now, I am just going to enter. I will take it away later again, and I am putting down that transaction so that I can see what needs to happen. Okay, so in terms of the document number, it's given, so I don't have to do anything. I simply copy the document number in. In terms of the date, it's given, so I don't have to do anything. I simply copy the date to that column. In terms of the details, okay, we want the name of the creditor, and that is Pollard Traders. So that is what we put in there. Okay, and in this case, it says trading inventory purchase, so it is this column, purchases, that we are going to complete. They already give me the full amount. Okay, so the full amount that's going to go under creditors control here is obviously 229,750, and what you put in the other column is just the 00. So this is for cents. So let's just do that. Okay, so when you look at the first transaction, there is actually very little to complete. Okay, but we must calculate the VAT input and the purchases. And now I need to get my calculator out here. So remember, the way we are going to do it, and maybe I should just leave it in like this, is to say for this specific transaction, we have the VAT inclusive amount, and that VAT inclusive amount is 29,750. What I'm looking for is the VAT exclusive amount. To get that, I divide by 1.15, and let me see what that is. Okay, let me just open up my calculator. So the amount is 29,750 divided by 1.15, and I get an answer, and that answer is 25869.57, and so I put it in here under purchases. I say it is 25, and you don't have to put the rands here, but you can have the separator for the thousands. 96869, and in our cents column it is 57 cents. I don't know why I did that there. It was just like this. Okay. Now obviously this looks very weird, so let's just get it into a single format. What will we use? Let's use height times New Roman. So we're just gonna use Arial. Use Arial, and let's use 10 because 10 is clear, and then let's take the highlighting away, and let's just put everything in black now. And black. Okay. Now I don't know why it doesn't look the same. This looks like this and this looks like this, but it doesn't quite look like the same. So let me see if I use my format painter, if it doesn't look better. Yes, that's fine. Okay. Good. So now we have completed that transaction almost. The only difference now is we need to still get the VAT that we need to play, because a trading inventory is standard VAT. So let's just have a look at the VAT here. Let me just do it on another line. It's easier. And the VAT is simply the difference between the two amounts. So there we have 29,750 minus 25,806.57. Let me quickly calculate that. So it is 29,750 minus 2586. Well, something went wrong here. Sorry guys, here's my mistake. What happened here? 869. Okay. 869. Almost missed something there, so let me try again. 29,750 minus 25,869.57, and that is 3,880.43 cents that I must put in there. Okay, so that is the first transaction, and I have completed it. Now let's go and have a look at the second transaction. Let me first create a bit of space here so that we actually can see what we are doing. Okay, so we go back, we find the second transaction, and here it is on the 11th, trading inventory purchased from Tinderbox. Okay, let's just copy that. Bring it in here and paste it. Okay, same thing. We have the invoice number, so we can complete the document number. We have the date, so we can simply put in the date. We have the details, it is given, so we can complete the details. It is trading inventory, so yes, it will be creditors control as well as purchases. Let us put that in there. Okay, 0.00. Let me just, and now just for all our sanity again, let me just make sure that we have the same formatting. Okay, and we do exactly the same thing that we did the previous time. We take the amount, the 32,200, we divide that by 1.15, and we get an answer. Okay, let me do that. 32,200 divided by 1.15. It's telling me that my purchases is 28,000 rand. And so my VAT, once again, is simply the difference between the two amounts. This one is nice, there's no cents, so it's easier to complete. It's simply 4,200 rand. Okay, good. So far, so good. Let me just put the answer in there, 28,000, and then say that 32,000, just so that you know where I got it from. 32,200 minus the 28,000 was equal to 4,200. Okay, so that's the second transaction. Now let's go and have a look at the third one. Okay, third transaction is this one. Okay, let's copy that, bring it in here. Okay, so that's the next transaction. Now, some things are simple again. The invoice number is given, the renumbered invoice number. We simply put it in the right column. The date is given. We simply put it in the right column. The creditor is given under details. So we put down the creditor. Once again, we don't have the folio number, and creditors control is 1190.00. Let me just take those zeros here as well. I'll fix the formatting now. Okay, Now, in this case, look here, it is not trading inventory, it is purchase of office consumables. So in this case, we're saying, okay, we are talking about office consumables because that's what they told us. Okay. Let me quickly just fix the formatting for everything here. Okay, good. Now, office consumables is, of course, something that carries normal VAT with it. It is allowed, so we can calculate it. It's 1190, once again, divided by 1.15, and I'm going to get an answer. So 1190 divided by 1.15 is, now I'm not going to put the amount under purchases, but under sundries. It's 1034 and 78 cents. And then, like always, so it's 1034.78. And like always, the VAT is the difference between the two amounts, 1190 minus 1034.78. So that is 0 minus 1034.78. My VAT input is 155 Rand and 22 cents. Okay, so far so good. Let's go to transaction number 4. We need a bit of space again. So we go to the journal. We say, okay, the next transaction is this thing that happened on the 16th. Let me quickly copy that. Okay, so that is what we have. Like always, like the previous cases, we can simply copy the invoice number. We can simply copy the date. We can copy the creditor. Now what we are seeing here, well, and of course creditors control, our main column. That is not changing. And then we are seeing here that we are purchasing a flat screen TV and DVD player for the staff room, and they tell us the name of the account. They say we are looking at staff equipment. Okay, that's the name of the account, but because it is for the staff room, it is not allowed, so there will be no VAT. So we record the entire amount as it is, the 6545.00 under sundries, and we quickly just fix the formatting. You don't have the problem of fixing the formatting, okay? That's just me that has to fix the formatting every time we have a transaction. Okay, so in this case, there was no VAT calculation because VAT is not allowed on this transaction. Okay, let's have a look at transaction number 5 now. Okay. It's something else that we are buying from RAM computers. So let's copy that. Put it in here. Didn't copy the way you did the other times. Why not? Sorry. Okay. So, same old process again. We have the number. We have the date. We have the creditor. Okay. Now we are seeing here, we purchased a laptop for the sales rep and the office equipment. Okay. like always, we are just going to put the full amount under the creditor's control again. And now it's again not inventory, so we cannot record it under purchases. Yes, this time the account that it is mentioned is called office equipment, which is different from staff equipment. Né? It's another account. And office equipment is not a problem. Office equipment is something that has standard VAT on it. So we can take the 10,339 and we once again divide it by 1.15 to get to the VAT exclusive amount. So 10339 divided by 1.15, and the amount that is applicable here is 8990.43. Let me just put it in here as well. 8990.43. And once again, it is the difference between the two amounts that I am recording. So it is 10,339 minus 8990.43. Do that quickly. 10,339 minus 8990.43. And the VAT amount in this case is 1348 and 57 cents. Okay. And again, let me just fix the format. Okay. That was wrong. My 43 must just be in the cents column. Okay. So far, so good. Let's look at transaction number, what are we now? 6. Quickly going to look at that. Transaction number 6 is something that is happening here at Roundtrack or with Roundtrack Industries. So let us copy that. Sorry, I never completed that amount actually. Let me just put it in there. It was 1348.57. Okay. Now we are looking at Roundtrack Industries. So they are saying to us, again, we have the invoice number, no problem. We have the date, no problem. We have the creditor, no problem. And we have a problem because we do not know what the amount is that we are actually calculating here. Now, this is a little tricky, so pay attention to what's happening. When you give anybody a trade discount, okay, or if you receive a trade discount, that trade discount is based on the amount excluding VAT. Okay, so now the first thing we have to do is we have to calculate the VAT exclusive amount. So the VAT inclusive amount before anything happened was 5043 and 1 cent. Okay, first thing we do is we divide it again with 1.15 to get the VAT exclusive amount. Let us quickly do that. Okay, 5042.01 divided by 1.15, and I get the VAT exclusive amount. It is 4384.35. Okay, so that is the normal VAT exclusive amount that I would have paid. But now I have to take off a 7% trade discount. Now, the simplest way to do it is simply to say, listen, if I am getting a 7% trade discount, I am paying 93% of the original price, because 100, the full price, minus 7% is 93%, and 93% we know we can write as 0.93. So it's 4384.35. That's actually not, it's 36. I didn't round. Just fix that. 3636 multiply by 0.93 or 93%. It doesn't matter how you key it in your calculator. Let me quickly do that. 4384.36 multiplied by 0.93 equals 4077.45. Now, this amount that I've just calculated here, this is the amount that will become under my purchases column. Okay. Because that is not the amount that I owe the creditor, because the amount that I owe the creditor will include the VAT, but this is the amount you can put under purchases automatically. Then we calculate the VAT. Okay, so it is 4077.45 multiply by 15% or 0.15, because that's most the VAT that I'm paying. So, okay, let's do that. 407.45 multiply by 15%. It gives me 611.62, and that is the amount that I'm going to put in my VAT input column. Okay, and then obviously the creditor's control amount is just the sum of the two. So it will be the 4077.45 plus what I've just calculated, the VAT, the 611.62. Let me quickly do that. 4077.45 plus 611.62, and the amount is 4689.07. Okay, so I can put it in there. Copy, paste, just put the cents in the right column. And let me just make sure that everything is according to the same format again. Okay, that's beautiful. And only thing I didn't put in here was my 1000 separators. So let me put that in there. Okay, and now we have done the transaction that talks about round track industries, and that is transaction number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 2 little transactions left. So let's quickly have a look at those. Okay. This one is for printing cost on the 24th. Okay, copy. Let's put it in here. My own sanity, I'm just going to go on to the next page. Just a little easier to do it. Okay, and once again, the invoice number we have, we can just put it in there. The date we have, we can put it in there. The creditor we have, we can put it in there. And the creditor's control amount we have, we can put it in there. Good. But now in this case, it's talking about printing cost. So the account that we are going to work with in this case is called printing or printing cost. And printing cost is a legitimate expense. So yes, it will carry VAT that we will be able to claim back. So 7549. Back to the old way of doing it, divided by 1.15 to calculate the VAT exclusive amount. 7549 divided by 1.15 equals 6564.35. Okay.
7549.15. So.
What did I miss now? Oh, did I forget the 0.15?
Yes.
I did. Thank you, Cara. Okay, so there's a small error there. Let me just fix it again. 7549.15 divided by 1.15, and that is 6564.48. Aha. Okay, I will just claim it's not material. Okay, let's put it in here. 6564.48, and once again our VAT is simply the difference between the two amounts. So 7549.15, let me not forget it this time, minus 6564.48. I'm quickly doing it. 7549.15 minus 6564.48, and I get an amount of 984.67, and I can put it under my VAT here. 9844 and 67 cents. And I'm just fixing, sorry. Just fixing the format quickly again. Okay, good. Did I make a mistake? I just quickly want to see. No, I didn't. The reason I was suddenly worried is sometimes there's little asterisks when you're dealing with a non-VAT vendor, but in this case it wasn't a problem. Okay, so let's go back here. This is the last one now. This one is Sammy Jones, and Sammy Jones is a non-VAT vendor. So let's quickly do that. So copy. Paste it. Okay. Last transaction, we have the invoice number again. We have the date. We have the creditor. Now, if you complete the entire thing and put it in a non-VAT vendor, that is fine, but I just want the details of the creditor. We have the creditor's control amount again. And we can see that it is for repairs and maintenance. So that is the amount that we put in there, repairs the count that we put in there. And because he's not a VAT vendor, we simply record the entire amount under sundries. Always, we just make sure that we have our format the same, just because I want you to be able to read it afterwards. Okay, good. And now, this is the sad thing. I often see that students get this far and then they do not add the columns. Now that is terrible. So please, guys, the idea is that the next thing you do is you add all the columns. Okay, so let's add and total creditors control. And now, because I'm not doing it in Excel, it's not like that I can simply say sum. I actually have to put this in on my calculator now. So 29,750 plus 32,200 plus 1,109 plus 6,545 plus 10,339 plus 4,689 plus 7,549 plus 1,435, and I didn't put in any cents, so plus 0.07 and plus 0.15. Okay, so I get an amount in here. I hope it's correct. Whoa, not in there. Sorry, in here. Of 93,697 and 22 cents. Let me bold that and give it an underline option so that it looks different and it actually looks like a total. Same here for VAT input. 3, this is important because this is money that I want to claim back from SARS. 3880.43 plus 4,200 plus 155.22 plus 1348.57 plus 611.62 plus 984.67. Now, when I do this in the exam, I would actually check all my numbers twice, because it is possible that you can make a mistake. But for now, I'm not going to do it just to save time. So even as I'm saying that, I'm saying to you, hey, I might be wrong. Not that I think I'm wrong, but it's never good to not recalculate your answers again. Okay, let's have a look at purchases. 25,869.57 plus 28,000 plus 4,077.45 plus 6,564.48. And so my purchases is 6,451.5. Why do I do that? 0.50. Okay. Once again, let me underline and bold that, and then we do the last for sundries. It's 1034.78 plus 6545 plus 8990.43 plus 1435. I get an amount here of 18,005 and 21 cents. Now, technically, if you don't really have to total your sundries amounts, because your contra accounts are all different. But hey, nobody's going to penalize you if you do. So just get into the habit of totaling all your columns. Okay, now you've totaled your columns and you are almost done with this question, but you are not yet done. Okay, and the reason you are not done yet is because at the bottom now, you have to say whether you are going to debit or you are going to credit this account. Now, we know what you need to do next. You need to start with the accounting equation. Now, maybe by this time, you know what to debit or credit. Maybe you don't. So let's just write down the expanded accounting equation that says assets is equal to capital minus drawings plus income minus expenses plus liabilities. And then we know that it works in the following way. We say asset account increases on the debit side. So it is really for the asset part, it is plus, and then we follow the whole of thing, plus, minus, minus, plus, plus, minus, minus, plus, plus, minus, minus, plus. Are we there? Assets. Let me just mark it a bit clearer here. So, listen, I should have had little columns. It's way easier to do this when you're just writing it down. Sometimes working in Word is not the easiest thing. So that's as far as my asset accounts are concerned. This is as far as my capital accounts are concerned. This is sorry guys, I should just given more spaces here. That is as far as my drawings is concerned, and none of these are applicable. I'm just going to stick with these three colors. Okay, so that is as far as my income accounts are concerned. That applies to my expense accounts. And that applies to my liabilities accounts. Now, okay, let's see what's happening here. In all these cases, creditors control is a liability that is increasing. You see that? It's a liability, a creditors control. I owe these people money, and this liability is increasing. And what we are saying is for liability account, it increases the plus on the credit side. So the only thing you are going to say is you are going to say credit account or just credit. It's fine. Just so that you can see whether you are going to, the examiner wants to see, do you know whether you are going to credit or debit this account? Then VAT input. Now, obviously, you know that if you credit that account, you'll need to debit the other two accounts because that was one of the rules. But even if you didn't know it, we would see that VAT input is an asset account. It is increasing on the debit side. So this account must be debited. Okay, the same for purchases. Purchases is an expense. Okay, it is expenses that are increasing. It increases, as you can see there on the left. So we are going to debit this account as well. Okay, and then as far as all the others are concerned, the office consumables, the staff equipment, the office equipment, the printing cost and the printing and the repairs and maintenance, in all these cases, they are really in the place of our purchases. They are just other expense accounts. Okay, and because they are also expense accounts, they will also be debited. And so you fill that in as well. Now, guys, please look at this. If you did everything correctly, but you fail to total the columns and you fail to write whether you are going to credit or debit the account. Here you must actually say debit individual accounts, because there's no such thing as a sundry account. You are actually debiting the individual account. So let me just move the cells. Okay, so that's actually the correct entry to make. Okay, if you don't do this, you're going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 marks while you did everything correctly.